And anyway, they started the second half. They're kicking from right to left in the second half, wearing their strip of white shirts, black shorts and white socks. Paulton Rovers, as we were saying in the first half, wearing a blue strip reminiscent of Wimbledon and with yellow flash, all blue strip, and they're kicking from left to right. Josh Jeffries now plays a ball over the top. I think he was looking for, I think that might be James, is that James Billings? Right? No, that's not, that's number 8, Ben Lacey. How did I get that one wrong? Anyway, Bristol City now right in front of us. That was number 16 for them, which is Jack Batten, who launches the ball. Batten had a good first half, didn't he? You were marking on that.
He did, and we're looking at him much more closely now. He's certainly not a 15, 16-year-old. He's certainly somewhat more than that. So he has got that little bit of extra growth and strength to him. But he's a good player.
Tovey.
He's on the ball now,
yeah.
actually.
Well, it's Makuti's on him. He's got it down to the byline. He's got Lacey just with him. He's going to get Lacey, gets it back to Tovey. Tovey puts a ball into the box. Cleverly, no, that wasn't Cleverly. That was number 14, which is Billings. Billings, we need. Can you write number 14 on there? Because I'm never going to get it. Billings has got the ball again. He lays it off. I think this is Dean Evans, puts it through there to Nick Makuti. Makuti's onside, but couldn't quite get his foot round it. And well, actually, he did get his foot round it. That's exactly what he did do, because he flashed across the face of the goal. Makuti, they're squaring up for a haymaker of a shot, but couldn't quite fall. I think that's going to play on his mind a little bit. That was one of the symptoms that we had from him from last year, was he's such a confidence player, and when they come off, you see the confidence oozing out of him and all the tricks and all the power, and on occasion when it doesn't fall for him, it doesn't necessarily always go to plan. Anyway, Paulton Rovers have Stuart Tovey over on this right-hand side. He's going to take this throw in. Tovey puts there, looking for Makuti, finds Makuti, but Makuti's first touch couldn't quite bring it under control, and Withy Withy's going to get it out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Ben Lacey. I think he's going to take it. Now he gets it up to Stuart Tovey. Tovey's going to take it down on this right-hand side. Thanks, Tony. Gets it into Makuti. Makuti couldn't quite bring it under control, but Evans can. Jeffries pumps it back into the mixer. Makuti there couldn't get it under control. Just on the edge of the box over on this right-hand side for Paulton Rovers, but... Jojo Wallacott quickly gets it out over to his right back, put it into the centre there for Withy. Withy gets it back to Wallacott. Wallacott back to the right back. No, it's number 6 actually. It's Pierce Mitchell. So Bristol City playing a little bit of football in their own half, which is always dangerous anyway. Connor Lemonhane Evans gets the ball forward, and they've got it forward to the number 9, Marlon Bishop. Bishop's still going, but he's being crowded out there, and Phillips comes out and snatches the ball. We've had a change of colour in the Paulton goal. Carl Phillips wearing the more traditional dark green livery of the goalkeeper.
He looks quite normal, Ian, doesn't he? Looks normal.
Well, he always looks normal, Carl Phillips. Anyway, Phillips' long ball up forward. They're looking for Makuti. Makuti couldn't go out underneath it, and now it's Morel there. Gets it forward to Bishop, but Bishop has sprung the offside trap there, so that's arrested. That attack, and it's going to be Phillips who comes forward. We've lost Tony. He's having a chat now. It's Lacey who's dispossessed there by Josh Allen. Allen gets it forward to number 11 Teal. Teal puts into the centre to Lemonhane Evans, who goes left and he goes right. He's going to go right. He's going to spread it all the way over to the wing. Doesn't want to give the ball away. Very good at keeping possession, soaking up the pressure, inviting Paulton Rovers to come onto them, and that ball forward there by number 6 Pierce Mitchell went awry. Anyway, so Paulton will have the throw in over on their left back. We'll take it, knocking it forward to Makuti. And he gets the right side of the defender, and he's now cutting into the box on the left, and he's going to drag it forward, and he scored. Makuti scored from the left. He's put it as a beautiful goal, wasn't it, Simon?
Actually, he kept his composure. He did exactly the opposite of the Bristol City player there. He used a bit of experience, opened his body up, and just slid it sideways into the goal, and it was a pass into the net. It was a proper Martin Peters goal, that one. Just
inside the far post as well. I mean, he got absolutely everything right, didn't he? Great to see him on the score sheet. That's going to bode well for his season. So Paulton Rovers now 2-0 up. Not sure what the time is. I mean, we haven't had that much in this second half. So 50 minutes on the clock. We've got another 40 to play. So still time for City to come back in this. Lots going to change in this friendly. We're going to see a lot of different changes of personnel, no doubt, on both sides. But anyway, Paulton Rovers find themselves 2-0 up, and I would have to say deservedly so, Simon.
Yeah, most certainly, and I'm in a way I'm quite glad, because I felt a bit stupid saying that it could be a bit of a roller coaster ride later on for Paulton Rovers, and it wasn't looking that way, particularly towards the end of the first half. I thought Bristol City really got a grip on the game there. But all credit to City, they're keeping hold of the ball, they're knocking it about, but unfortunately it's mainly in their own half, which isn't really doing any damage.
Now, Paulton very patient in their play. Brandon Barnes now hunting the ball down on the left. City really struggling to get the ball out of their half. They've passed it again right back into the heart of defence. Jack Batten puts the ball forward. He puts a diagonal ball over to the right-hand side, but it's cut out in the air by number 3, Reaney. But he's conceded a throw-in, so that's a throw-in to Bristol City midway into the Paulton Rovers half over on the right-hand side. Taking their time to take it. Not too many options on.
I noticed Lemon Haynes. Is it Lemon Haynes? Who's been the star? Lemon Hayne Evans has been the star player for Bristol City in midfield. But I noticed he's sort of putting his hands on his knees quite a lot at the moment. I wonder if he's run himself into the ground, because he's turned up in every position on the pitch so far and has been their star player.
Paulton with a bit of defending to do there. They've managed to get it up to halfway. Number 14, James Billing, trying to get the ball out on the halfway line, but he was dispossessed by Lemon Hayne Evans, and Bristol City go forward again down that right-hand channel. So you've got to, Tony, you've got to be happy with that 2-0 scoreline.
Yeah, I think it reflects overall the performance, but I take Simon's point that there's some very good players out there on City's City side, and they've got some for the future, which quite frankly is anyone who supports Bristol City, and I don't particularly, knows that they need to build on that, because for far too long they haven't had many local players in the side, and they've been signing players predominantly from the London area, and you build a rapport up with your supporters, I think, if you've got locals in the side.
Well, talking about the supporters, you've got a fair few in tonight, haven't you, Tony?
Yeah, 300, probably 300, just looking at my guess is. I think some have gone in the bar as well, but that's all good for the club.
Well, I think the publicity officer should be congratulated.
Yeah, thank you.
Anyway.
Who's the publicity officer here?
It's the man to my right. Anyway, that ball goes forward through, I think this is Billings, is it? Heading into the box. Who was that? No, that was Billings, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Billings, you see. You've got to take my word for it, you see.
Has he grown a beard?
He hasn't got a beard.
He's got certainly...
Good grief! Has he grown it? Well, he might need a shave, but I don't necessarily know if that classifies as a beard. Billing, of course, prolific last season. I think he was the top scorer. We'd know that. Tony's just wandered off, but
that is a beard, Ian. That is a beard.
Is it? We'll go and inspect it after the game, perhaps. Sort of bearded footballers. Can you name me a famous bearded footballer?
Jimmy Hill.
Played with a beard, did he?
Yeah.
Well, I'll be. Alan Cork. Famous bearded footballers? He was bald, wasn't he? I bet I'll go on Wikipedia later. Anyway, City have it. In their half, though, it's number 3, Josh Allen. Playing a lot of football and a lot of defensive football in their own half. Batten plays it across the back to number 6, Pierce Mitchell. Mitchell trying to get it forward through Connor Lemon Hayne Evans, but he's dispossessed by Brandon Barnes. Brandon Barnes puts the ball into the centre. Billing looking to find it. Now Dean Evans just on the edge, but he was dispossessed by Lemon Hayne Evans, who brings the ball forward quickly. Puts a lovely little board looking for number 7, Horgan, but he couldn't quite find it. But it doesn't matter, because City have still got possession, and they're coming forward now. Josh Allen on the end of this one, over on the left-hand side, just entering the Paulton Rovers half now. Allen puts the ball down, and unfortunately he was thinking about something that his number 11, Joe Teal, wasn't, and the ball has gone straight out for a throw-in to Paulton Rovers. So again, looking for some bright signs here from Bristol City. We've seen some good football tonight. I mean, this is a pre-season affair, but I mean, it's been committed. We've seen a few challenges I think we wish we hadn't have done, and it's been end-to-end as well. They're getting a good workout, perhaps helped by the fact that it hasn't been quite as hot today as it has been over the last few days.
It certainly makes a big difference. There's a little bit of a nip in the air here tonight, and I was thinking beforehand, I think that's quite good, because you can certainly run about a lot more if you haven't got that humidity. It's not so much the sunshine and so on, it's trying to just get your breath, I think.
Batten there getting the ball away, but I think we're seeing a throw-in now. Paulton, because of this very deep defensive play that Bristol City are playing, I mean, they are keeping the ball relatively well, but they're keeping it very deep in their own half. When they do infringe, when the ball goes off, it's a throw-in now by Stuart Tovey. It's over on that right-hand side. He's got it down to Ben Lacey. Lacey's in the corner. We can't see. That's gone in. There's a few bodies there, but Bristol City have managed to. That's gone out. It's going to be a goal kick taken by Jojo Wallacott. So he will relax the pressure.
I think one of the things I was thinking about was on Saturday we've got Whitman College from Washington State, which is one of the top sports colleges and big, strong soccer department. And soccer is development. I hate to use that word
Well, stop then, Tony.
Football's developing. Proper football's developing in the United States. They will be very much sort of the next stage up, I would have suggested, from this academy setup that we have at many clubs, because largely the players are 19, 20.
Much older. They'll be that much older. Yeah, and a lot of them. We've got Americans over from Los Angeles at the moment, and they go on into college quite a lot later often than us. And they take not just year breaks, they can have 5-year breaks, some of them. So, and certainly the college system that they've got there, they're almost professional, whatever they're doing, whether it be athletics or soccer or football, as they call it. It is a professional game for them. They take it very, very seriously.
Whitman College recruit extensively throughout the United States. I mean, their coach is actually a Western Super Melbourne chap, but has lived in the States for years. And we've had them here 2 or 3 times, and what you find is that they're very the football ability is tremendous, but the tackling ability is quite poor.
They're going to have a lot of fun with Nick McCooty then, aren't they?
Yeah. They don't get stuck in.
Anyway, Scott Bryce is going to be a revelation for them as well, I would imagine. But
well, I think we're going to put a lot of younger players in. To be fair to them, it'll be largely a side made up of players. We'll try and make it under 2021, so it's going to be youth team players and fringe team players. Probably the likes of Brandon Barnes out there, and 1 or 2 who are on the bench who are probably qualified, and Rob Brown, the goalkeeper, is only 18-19. So yes, they'll be performing.
Dean Evans now, right in the centre of the pitch. He's going and finding Barnes. Barnes' first touch, I'd say let him down, but actually the ball was going through with pace and he's managed to keep it in. It's right in the corner flag over on that left-hand side. I think he's conceded the throw-in, or has he? No, he hasn't. He's won the throw-in. It's going to be Reaney to take. So Reaney's going to have this throw-in deep over on the left-hand side for Paulton Rovers. They're bringing the big guns up. Scott Bryce has come running into the area, so we'll see how far this one comes in. Just to the edge of the 6-yard box. Put down McCooty's right in front. He can't turn, but they've got out. I think that was to Lacey. And McCooty there twists and turns, and he does get the shot off, but he couldn't really get any venom in it. And the goalkeeper managed to get it away, and he's got it up to number 7, Horgan. Horgan brings it into the centre now to number 15, Ben Withy. Withy again. Now I was just going to say that Connor Lemonhain Evans is going to take it away, but he was dispossessed, and the ball's gone over. City still have it over on the right, playing it down the right wing. They've got it over to Bishop, and Bishop was looking for some support, and he's got it in the form of Connor Lemonhain Evans. So a bit patient, this patient possession play doing good stuff over on that left-hand side, deep into the Paulton half, but the ball cut in. They couldn't get it away. Number 14 now, Tyson Pollard, puts the ball in, but that's got away by the Paulton Rovers defence. And they've taken a quick. I think that was a free kick actually, but it hasn't got them anywhere because number 6, Pierce Mitchell, brings it forward now for City into the centre to Conan Lemonhain Evans, who gets it over to the number 3, Josh Allen, the left back. As now City come up that left-hand channel. Horgan cuts in. Lemonhain Evans popping up again, seeing a lot of the ball as he did in the first half. Horgan and Lemonhain Evans exchanging possession. This time Withy's involved. They play a lot in triangles, don't they, this Bristol City side? Have you noticed that?
Well, they do, and that's always part and parcel of your training regime to play in these little triangles. They do it deliberately, and in many ways it works, but you also need to be able to find that killer pass as well, which they're not exactly doing at the moment. They're keeping it well, but they're not finding that killer pass, which they need to break out of that little routine of little 1-2s and the little triangles that they've got. See, they're right. They haven't lost the ball, but they're right back to the goalkeeper again now. Yeah,
and Paulton Rovers weren't in any great hurry to come up and put pressure on that attack. I think they might be saving their legs for later in this second half. Of course, they're more than happy for Bristol City to play with the ball deep into their half, which is what they're doing now. Connor Lemonhain Evans Now just in the centre circle. He doesn't seem ever... Well, he's all over the pitch, in fairness to him, and that was a good ball out to number 14, Tyson Pollard, over on the right. The ball comes across, but there wasn't anybody there to meet it. Josh Allen now has it, and that ball is going out it's going to go out for a throw-in. It's a Paulton Rovers throw-in, deep in their half.
Without, again, sort of paraphrasing anything, but it's like sorting the men out from the boys there, because, again, very good build-up there. Lemon Haynes was involved in it, and the cross coming in from the Bristol City 14 was just not clearly thought out. They were quite comfortable playing these little short passes and so on, but then suddenly, when they need to do something that is a bit more crucial or maybe a little bit more deliberate, for some reason they lose the plot there. But that's the difference between good players and the ones that they'll become, which is good players, is that they need to give it that little bit of thought and get that killer pass in, which is not happening.
McCooty now on the ball over on the right hand side for Paulton. He's lost it though. He's lost it to number 2, Harry Pace. No, it's number 7. Sorry, Horgan. But Jeffries there wins it back. Brandon Barnes dispossessed this time by the number 4. I think that is for. Yes, we don't have one on the team sheet, but he did ever so well there. It was a good tackle. For Brandon Barnes has been tackling well, and Brandon Barnes called into action again as the ball's put into the box, and that's flashed across the 6-yard box, the Paulton goal. Paulton are going to manage to get it away, and I think this is that Billing there who's trying to get in front of that ball, but it was easily mopped up by Jack Batten, who gets Bristol City going again. This side's 2-0 down, but they're playing... they're playing like they're right back in this game, and perhaps if they can get a goal from this period of pressure, then they will be. Look, looks like we might be getting a substitution there, Tony.
Looks like Ollie Price and Josh Klein-Davis are ready to come on. Ollie will be going into the back 4, I would imagine, and Josh up front. Probably Nick McCooty coming off, I would suspect.
So we've got another double-barrel name for me to deal with, have we?
Yeah, it's a bit shorter, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
And it sounds English as well.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting to know the derivation of Lemon High Evans, wouldn't it? It would be.
Featherstone Huff, the longest name in the English language, longest surname in the English language, isn't it?
You must be the ultimate person to do a pub quiz with. Anyway, number 16 Batten brings it forward for City. As I do confess, there is a little breeze here at Winterfield Road. I think those of us in the UK over the past fortnight would wonder what a breeze was, but we've got one here this evening, and we haven't got any floodlights, but still reasonable. I think if this was a cricket match, the umpires might have a light meter out. But anyway, Lemon High Evans has the ball. Threads a nice little ball through, actually, there for Bristol City. They've got a lot of go forward. That was number 7, Horgan. Puts it out to the left-hand side. Horgan again on the ball, just outside the box. What's he going to do? He puts a long ball out to the far post, but Phillips, very commanding in the goal. Very ever-present and dependable footballer, Phillips. And there wasn't any trouble there.
No, it was the last ball in again. They certainly had the opportunities there, Bristol City, to get one in. The other thing you've got to remember, they don't have that height in the box, so they are looking for those passes that are either along the ground or straight to somebody, so they can't really anticipate something that's just going to be floated in there and someone get their head to it, which certainly Paulton Rovers have got that ability to do.
Now,
I think those substitutions are now happening, Tony, so if I can...
Ollie Price is coming on for Marcus Mapston, he's wearing number 15, and yes, as I said, Nick McCooty's going off for Josh Klein-Davis, a striker replacing a striker.
Well, McCooty's work is done here. He's scored a good goal. He's been a handful, sometimes on his own up front. He'll be pleased with his day's work from this friendly. I mean, perhaps the most important thing is he's come off in one piece. Yeah,
like I say, he's certainly a big, strong lad, and he could do so much more, but he's certainly done his fair share of the work out here this evening. James Billin, who's come up front with him, I think perhaps could have done a little bit more earlier on, but hopefully it will give James a chance to sort of show a little bit for himself.
City pour forward. This is number 7 for them. He's giving it to number 9, and it's they've hit the bar. They hit the bar just underneath the upright. On that was from where we stood. It's the left-hand upright, but it's Phillips right. That was number 9, Marley Bishop, broke straight through the centre. Fantastic shot. I think he's grown. Well, I was going to say he's grown in confidence. I think there was his confidence was rocked by that early miss, but that was very well taken, and should have been really deserved to go in the back of the net, didn't it?
It did. It was curling in, and the other thing I noticed, he took it with his left foot with confidence. He's obviously not a left-footed player, but he hit it well, curled it, and he was just unfortunate that it didn't curl enough as it went in, but hit the post, came back out again. Certainly a good passage of play from Bristol City.
Yeah, City really got the tails up now, and now the player to come on, Klein Davis. Now, where's this is a new player to me, Tony. Where's Klein Davis come from?
He was at Mansfield last year. He scored against us, went in a 3-3 draw, I remember. He's been a player that's always impressed me. Again, he's about 23, 24, I think now. I think he was at one time actually probably at Bristol City Academy. So the point Simon was making earlier on, that if you don't make it, you're going to be finishing up in playing Southern League or Conference. So I think that's a case in point. He's a lad who scores a lot of goals. He's
physically very impressive. Well worth coming down to Winterfield Road to see his physique. He probably spend some time in the gym. I'd go and far to say he's with that build, he's going to cause defenders a real handful.
I think he actually might work in a gym.
Oh, right. Well, there we go. Anyway, we'll be very interested to see how he gets on. He's chasing back now. He's playing on his own up front at the moment. Number 6, he's chasing down Piers Mitchell. Mitchell couldn't get the ball away and hit it straight into Klein Davis, and it's gone out. I don't know whether that's where's that. It's going to be a goal kick. It could easily have actually gone out for a throw-in.
James Billing hasn't got that sort of buzz about him tonight, has he? He's normally quite a buzzy sort of player.
He's been busy selling cars.
Oh, has he? He's probably had a hard day at work. But no, I'd like to see him do a bit better, because I always think he's a useful player, James, and I've seen him play for both Welton and Paulton, and he's done very well for both.
Am I right? I think he was your top scorer last season, wasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, well, Joe Bushin technically, but he scored a lot of goals for Tiverton. We brought him in at the end of the season just to bolster the attacking squad, and I don't think there was any intention of retaining him. He's gone to Bridgewater, but yeah, James. Nick McCooty wasn't far behind him, and we had a fourth player in the top.
That was a bit harsh there. I think perhaps Klein Davis, a judge there to have come to be offside. But these substitutions seems to have injected a little bit of life into Paulton. I'm going to say they were a bit. They were cruising at 2-0, and Bristol City had come right back into it. They'd had that opportunity where number 9 Marley Bishop had hit the bar, and now now this substitution seems to have given Paulton Rovers fresh momentum. So Klein Davis doing some good work up front now with Billing. We're yet to see Billing perhaps come into the game, as Simon was saying, but he was prolific last season. So certainly they've not lost anything up front, as that ball's gone straight out. It was a bit of an error there by Jojo Wallacott, and it's gifted Paulton Rovers a cheap throw-in midway in to the Bristol City half over on the left-hand side. I think this is going to be... was that Stuart Tovey who was taken out, or was it Mike Reaney?
Mike Reaney.
That was Mike Reaney. The floodlights are now coming on, so hopefully in this dulling light we should have a better view. Anyway, number 16, Jack Batten coming forward. He puts a crossfield pull from left to right, and it's found his man, and the ball's come charging in. That's flashed across the face of the Paulton Rovers goal. I don't think Carl Phillips knew too much about that, and perhaps if it had been on target, or if a Bristol City player got a boot to it, we'd have seen Bristol City pulling a goal back there.
Well, one of the two best players in the Bristol City side is Batten, the left-sided centre-back, and he hit a beautiful ball, probably 40 yards down the pitch, straight to the right winger's feet. He cut inside, hit a shot which unfortunately for Bristol City went just wide, but certainly probably one of their best moves of the game, Ian.
Well, Paulton Rovers still find themselves 2-0 up here. It could be different. I mean, they have controlled long periods of this game. They've looked pretty solid, but Bristol City still, the Bristol City Academy, we should say, still doing their bit. Now, Josh Jeffries is showing his class. He dispossessed young Lemon High Evans in the centre of the park, but actually Bristol City have won it back now. Number 7 Horgan gets it out to 6 Piers Mitchell over on this left hand side. Put a ball over the top, looking for Marley Bishop, but that had too much on it, and that one spun away. And Phillips will take that and collect it for a goal kick. So Phillips now will take this goal kick. Now, as Phillips then
14.
Puts the ball central, headed away by the City number 4, but headed on there by Ben Lacey. No, it wasn't, it was Billings. Brandon Barnes skipping through the challenges, and now the ball over the top. That one's been called for an offside, and Billings there still not quite able to break this Bristol defence. Tony, this might be a bit of a hospital pass of a question. If so, I apologise, but I'm led to believe that I think in the last game the City Academy had a draw with Bath City. Is that right?
Yeah, I think it was 1-1. Somebody was telling me about it. Yeah, quite a useful game. Ben
Lacey's going straight through the centre of the park. He was stopped eventually by the number 4, the back for City, but City get it away to the halfway line. Paulton win it back, a long ball up over the top, looking for Billings over on the left-hand side for Paulton, just on the edge of the box. That ball's gone out for a throw-in.
He might give him a free kick.
Oh, it's gone out for a free kick.
He jumped into Billings's back rather, and it was quite innocuous actually. But
yeah, I thought it was a bit of 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, but Paulton won't be complaining.
They're okay. They got just on the left-hand side of the box, the right-hand side as the Bristol City goalkeeper can see it. There's quite a line of players here in the penalty area waiting for a cross to come across. Dean Evans knocks it in. Clear header at the back. Number 15 should have done better. Don't know who that was, Ian.
Who is number? Oh, it's Ollie Price. They're coming up from the back.
A free header on the edge of the 6-yard box. Should have done something with it.
Yeah, it was a free header anyway. 2-0. I think 3-0 would probably have been a bit harsh. But anyway, Paulton Rovers come forward. I think this is Dean Evans over on that left-hand side. Gets into the centre, and Paulton there couldn't quite get on the end of it. I think this is Ben Lacey here. No, it's not. It's Billings. Billing puts it. Can't put a ball in. That's deflected. That's going to go out for a throw-in, which Stuart Tovey's going to take. When they get there, when the ball is returned by the crowd. So Tovey then, just in front of us here, over on this right-hand side, gets it in. I think that's Dean Evans. We'll look through the legs to see what happens, but Bristol City are going to bring it away, although I think the referee's seen something he didn't like, and I reckon that Paulton Rovers are going to get a free kick. And more or less in the corner position, it's just in from that. Tovey's standing out, and we think there was a shirt pull that the referee saw, he didn't like. Brandon Barnes is coming over to illustrious station managers turned up. We are all the great and the good are here this evening at Winterfield Road. Bristol City 2-0 behind here to Paulton Rovers. It's Paulton with this free kick to be taken by Brandon Barnes over on the Paulton right wing. Sort of players get into position. Barnes delivers it tight. It's one in the air by City, deflected away but still in the box. They get it over to they kick it out on their right back position. That's gone out of play midway into the Bristol City half, so it's going to be a throw in there. Mike Reaney will have this throw in chance. Do you know how long we've got left on the clock there, Tony?
15 minutes left.
15 minutes of this game left, so I think still time to see another goal. Perhaps it will be Bristol City that will be taking it. Anyway, they'll have to get the ball into the Paulton Rovers half if they do, and a header forward there by I think that was Stuart Tovey actually. Paulton have run possession. Jeffries puts a nice little dink ball in through to Dean Evans, who controls it on his chest, gets it out to the right to Klein Davis. Klein Davis tight to the touchline, puts it into the centre, and Bristol City on that occasion taking no prisoners, taking no chances, kicking the ball over into the car park. Good move by Paulton Rovers there, Simon.
Thought it was excellent, and Dean Evans was in the heart of that move. Certainly he was moving at pace there. Considering he's playing against all these young lads who are pretty quick anyway, he looked good there.
Paulton Rovers anyway will have a corner, which is delivered to the far post, just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Again, one in the air by Bristol City, but the referee has seen something he didn't like, and he's going to award a free kick to Bristol City, and it's Jojo Wallacott.
That was Ollie on the player's back again, unfortunately. He didn't need to do that, particularly on the corner there. Just let it, don't foul, don't foul and take your advantages. When the ball's dropping in the box, anything can happen.
So again, we've seen another. It's a throw-in this time for Paulton Rovers, and they're waiting for the throw-in specialist Reaney, who puts it up and over the top there. Evans heads it down to Billing. Billing just on the edge of the box, can't get the ball out from underneath his feet, and the ball goes back to the halfway line towards Marley Bishop, but Now the ball is deep into Paulton territory. It's Scott Bryce who plays it back to Phillips. Phillips can't pick it up, and he kicks it up to the halfway line. And now Klein Davis, who was underneath that, couldn't win it. Lemon Hayne Evans has it. He puts a crossfield ball in from left to right, so it's over on the Bristol City right wing. Ball played cleared by the Paulton defence into the Bristol City half, but Paulton couldn't win it back, and so Bristol City have it just on the halfway line, I think. Now this isn't Lemon Hayne Evans because he isn't wearing those luminous.
Who looks similar.
Yeah, he's not wearing those luminous boots. On that occasion, number 6 actually, Pierce Mitchell was trying to field the ball. It was coming at a hell of a lick, and he couldn't keep it in play. So Paulton Rovers have been awarded a throw-in, which alleviates a bit of the pressure that that Bristol City were building, and now Klein Davis shields the ball at the halfway line. A ball goes over the top looking for Brandon Barnes. That was adjudged, I think so. Brandon Barnes there adjudged to be offside. He wasn't really going anywhere, was he? I mean, we weren't about to see a defence splitting run. No. Anyway, the ball's come back on the halfway line, and now it's Bristol City through Lemon High Evans who has it, and they're playing again. They're playing their neat little triangles. Whitney this time plays it back to 16. Jack Batten in the heart of the Bristol City defence. He launches a big left to right crossfield ball, but it's one in the air by Paulton Rovers, although it goes out. So it'll be Bristol City who take it. It's their number 4, who's the man with no name today. Gets it into Lemon High Evans. Dispossessed, and now Paulton bring it away. It's up to Billing on the halfway line. I think that might be Dean Evans. No, that's Dean Evans. And they're trying to get it out of their half. They're trying to go down the left. They're trying to find Brandon Barnes. On that occasion, ball didn't really fall to him, although Billing is asking the question of Jojo Wallacott in the Bristol City goal, and he answers it by putting it tight to the touchline. So headed out though by a Paulton player. So Bristol City have that throw, and it's number 15 Whitney just inside the Bristol City half, dispossessed there. Although he did very well to stand up to the challenge of Brandon Barnes, so well in fact that forced the Paulton Rovers player to foul. They take it quickly again. Just calm this down. It's for a friendly. It's played at a bit of a pace, isn't it? They're giving your boys a test tonight. There's no doubt about that, Tony. Good workout.
What we need. I mean, actually, all the friendlies have been played at this sort of pace. Even when we were down at Chard on the Saturday, it was scorching hot, but it was played at a really good pace. So it's good to see, because this is what it's like in the Southern League.
Yes, well, I mean, if it's fast for the players, it's even faster for the commentators, keeping up with the ball going all over the place. Not least, we've got some fantastic names as well, of course.
I think some of the names are helping, all these double barrel ones.
Anyway,
just be called Bill or John or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Or George, of course. That's the name of the day at the moment. But we haven't got anybody on the pitch called George.
We've got Sam. Sam Clift is coming on for a young lad who's coming on for Dean Evans. Sam, pick up your musket.
Name. Sam Clift, I like it.
Right. So we're going to see a. Could you? Oh, well, when you've done your pad, Tony, if you could do mine, that would be great. We're going to see Stuart Tovey's about to take a throw in. Oh, Marley Bishop's gone off. I'd like to know who's come on. Don't know if we know who's come on. We might be able to see.
Junior Cadena.
So hopefully we have his name on our list. No, we do. We do have him on our list. But anyway, there we go. So, just been a foul just in front of us. Bristol City will get the free kick. Number 6 standing over it for them. That's Pierce Mitchell. Knocks it back to Lemon High Evans. Puts it into the middle to Ben Whitney. Whitney now taking it into the centre circle. Approaching the Paulton Rovers half, plays a little ball there to Lemon High Evans, who puts a crossfield from left to right to, I think that's number 7 Horgan, but anyway, number 16 Jack Batten has it now, and that's Horgan again in the centre. Backwards and forwards they're going, probing this Paulton defence, which stood pretty. The Paulton midfield and defence has stood pretty solid, isn't it? I mean, they've accepted that they've given City possession. They said, "Come on to us." They're coming onto them now, tight down the right-hand side, and the substitutes just come on. Who's replaced their forward? He's given it back to Lemon High Evans, who's going to deliver a ball into the box. It's met by the head of, I think that was number 14, Tyson Pollard, but that went well over the bar. But yes, I mean, so far you'd have to say that there's been a couple of frighteners, but the Paulton defence has held pretty strong so far.
Well, the only weakness I would have said that the Paulton Rovers would have a disadvantage over the Bristol City players would be a question of pace, especially looking at one or two of the back four at Paulton, because they're quite solidly built, particularly number 5. And I thought, well, they might get skinned, but they certainly haven't done. And they've matched them for pace here, haven't they? Which is quite a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, you could never fault their performance for commitment. And given that this is a pre-season friendly, they've been as committed as ever, which is really good to see. Now, Tovey over on that right-hand side. Back to Lacey. We couldn't quite thread the ball through there. Tovey puts it in, but that's off the head of Dean High-Evans, and they put the ball forward to number 12, Junior Ladima, but he's dispossessed, and by Ollie Price. Price was a little optimistic there.
Well to begin with, didn't he? But Ollie Price actually dealt with a difficult situation well, because it was really a one-on-one, and he had the advantage of him, but he only had to give the ball away, and certainly the Bristol City player would have been through, but in the end he sidestepped him, and unfortunately the pass forward was somewhat wayward, but it did look good, didn't it, Ian?
It did. A good centre-half's clearance there. Good centre-half's ball forward. We've just seen Carl Phillips showing a little bit of footwork, which I know he does like to do in the box. It's never normally a good idea for goalkeepers to do that, but I suppose he can be forgiven in this pre-season friendly. Anyway, Paulton Rovers coming up through the left-hand side, and it's number 14, Billing. Hello. He's been skinned. Paulton have put the ball into the forward, but Klein Davis nearly had an opportunity to turn that one into the net. He had the outstretched leg, but unfortunately, I think it was in danger of meeting with the Bristol City player's head. So it doesn't look like there's been any lasting damage there. So and Paulton Rovers, more importantly, get the throw in. So they're deep now on the right-hand side. They put it into Klein Davis. It's Tovey now who has the ball, and he's held back. That was good. That was a good piece of play, good bit of combination. Paulton playing a triangle of their own. I thought we were going to have our heads taken off then, but fortunately we didn't. That would have been a first for radio commentary, wouldn't it? The decapitation of the commentator.
You know, I think if Bristol City had started off with the left back, who's now sort of slotted in the position for Bristol City, I think they'd have done a lot better. He looks a lot more solid than the lad who's gone. The lad who's gone was a much more of a footballer.
Lacey puts a ball in. That's a high one, just under the bar. Unfortunately, it was just turned in. There was number 12, I think. Was that Sam Clift, who's come on as a substitute. Just the wrong side of the far post and turned it over the line, but he's put it out instead of putting it in the back of the net. Would have been a bit. Well, I'm wondering whether a 3-0 scoreline would be harsh. But having said that, you know, Paulton have had their chances in this second half, as had Bristol City.
I think the scoreline's perfectly fair, Ian, really. I think on the balance of the play within the other opponent's half, it's most certainly been the advantage for Paulton, because Bristol City do knock it about well, but case in point now, they're really not getting far beyond the halfway line.
That's true. Now their possession, I mean, they've been playing neat possession football, but it does rather beg the question how much of that they've been allowed to play by Paulton, who've been happy to let them have the ball because they've been playing with it so deep. Anyway, they're not playing with it deep now. They're in the Paulton half. Ball in from the left-hand side. It's Lemon High-Evans who's got the ball into the centre of the pitch. He lays it off to number 7. Morgan, who puts the ball in, and there's another cross-come shot there, really. I think perhaps he was hoping somebody might get on the end of it and turn it in, but Carl Phillips was happy to let that one go past his right-hand post, and I think we must be approaching the final knockings of this game, of this second half. Score here from Winterfield Road, of course, still 2-0. Chances at either end, though. Still, I mean, would you back in your day? Would you have slowed down a little bit now as we approach the end of this friendly?
Well, really speaking, I don't think so, because no team does when they're wanting to sort of get into the side. All these players, both the Paulton Rovers and the Bristol City players, they want to get into the team, so they'll run their socks off right to the end. And I can guarantee most of them will have terrible blisters as well. I know I used to.
Right, now then, that ball's gone out. It's going to be a throw into Bristol City over on their left position. It's number 6, Pierce Mitchell, puts the ball into his colleague, but it's going to be, he's dispossessed by Klein Davis.
Well, it was just strength. Klein Davis took him off the ball there, but because the lad was a lot weaker, he knocked him over so easily. I tend to think there was no foul there. It was just strength.
Anyway, number 12 here for Paulton, bringing it forward, and it's Klein Davis now. He's only got the keeper to beat. He strokes it the wrong side of the left-hand upright. What a shame. Klein Davis is impressed since he's come on. He ran neatly into the box, just around the penalty spot, tried to pass it in the way that we saw Nick McCooty did put into the back of the net, but he had, with all the goal to aim at, he couldn't quite get it the right side of the post.
You can't ask me to comment on that, Ian, because that was a mystery to me.
Well, it's always, we're
a goal there.
In fairness, we're it's a lot easier said than done, and he can be forgiven. Maybe he needed a rangefinder, but never mind, Tony.
He needed a sat nav for that one, not a rangefinder.
He'll have to have a chat with Nick McCooty. I think actually Nick McCooty is Josh Clyde Davis's son's godfather.
Well, I'll be. There's this family fortunes here. The ball over onto the left-hand side. Billing keeps it in only just, but he actually keeps it in for Bristol City, who try and bring the ball away. And number 14 flicked on there by Pollard over to that right-hand touchline. And number 4 is trying to bring it forward. He's impressed me, actually, at number 4. I'm noticed when he's got the ball because I have no idea what his name is.
Well, was he on in the first half?
No, he wasn't.
Though, Ian?
No, he wasn't. He's come on as a second-half substitute.
He's in the same mould as Lemon Haynes, but...
bit deeper he plays.
Bit deeper.
Yeah, I've seen him playing. I'm sure I've caught him a couple of times playing in centre half. But anyway, that was a mistake.
Tackling, which Lemon Haynes hasn't quite got the tackling, whereas this lad, number 4, Lemon Haynes has. But
He's got a little bit.
Yeah.
Morgan.
We'll agree to disagree on that one.
I impressed me, Lemon Haynes. I won't hear a word said against him. Anyway, number 6 has it now for Bristol City. That ball was a very good cross put in there, and Paulton a stretch to get it away. It was punched clear by, it was all that Carl Phillips to do, get a hand to it, and unfortunately there was a defender on hand to pump the ball out, and it's still in the Paulton half. The ball's floated in again. Bryce just heads it clear, but I think that one in danger of going out, and if it does go out, then that will concede a corner, but it doesn't go out. It's kept in. They pass it down the line, but it's Lemon High Haynes, who are dispossessed actually again there by Clyde Davis, who's on the ball again now. He puts a ball across. There's a nice little ball there to Brandon Barnes. He's got Billings up, but he takes the easy option, just passes it back. I think that's to Reaney. Ball's put across to Clyde Haynes again, but he's beaten in the air. The strong man there. We've been complimenting on his strength. Batten, beat him in the air, and he started Bristol City going forward again. And they release the ball. They like playing down the flanks, don't they? That's their attacking edge, and they put a little ball through there. That's nodded on, and that was a last-minute stitch there by Ollie Price to get the ball away. So Bristol City still showing some real attacking intent at the end of this match. 2-0 down, but they're playing for they're certainly playing for a goal, and you would be very difficult to suggest that they don't deserve it on this performance. But they're still camped deep in the Paulton half.
Number 4 for Bristol City is making all the moves on the right-hand side there. He's doing very, very well. He's again one for the future, Ian. I know he's not had much of a chance to show so far, but certainly he's very good. And that Lemon Haynes, again, that's a name for the future. Batten, another name for the future. We will see these players again. I'll put money on them. Yes,
I think you're right there. I think that they've had it's been an impressive performance by then, and a good workout for Paulton Rovers tonight. And it's interesting to see at the end of this game. I feel that Bristol City have grown as this game has gone on. Your defenders are getting as good a workout as your strikers have done.
Yeah, well, I mean, goals was leaking in at the beginning of last season, so to keep a clean sheet is good. I certainly agree with the 2 lads you mentioned. We were told that they'd actually forgotten to bring I think it was the 4 and 5 shirts, but we were told a lie. I'll have a word with Alex Ball in the bar afterwards.
They don't want us to know who they are, you see. They have obviously their secret weapons. Anyway, Paulton Rovers have a free kick just inside the Bristol City half. Josh Clyde Davis has managed to earn himself a few yards, I think, there by bringing the ball a little bit forward. So can't have much longer left now, can we, Tony? Last minute here, ball put in there, and it's Scott Bryce finds himself. He's going to get a nosebleed if he comes that far north again. Anyway. And now, he's actually, Paulton are going to be stretched at the back there. It's Junior Ladima who's coming down the left-hand side. He's trying to fed the ball through, but it is won there by Tovey. Tovey crosses it over to Brandon Barnes. I think that's Brandon Barnes, it is. He goes back to Phillips, actually. Phillips puts a long clearance forward. The ball's got a bit of hang time, so it allows some of the Paulton players to go forward, and go forward they do. Billings completely outdone for pace there by Batten. And... so many times we've seen Billing as the one who's broken through, but he didn't on that occasion, and nearly found himself in an illegal position there as the ball was nodded back to the goalkeeper. Anyway, number 6, Pierce Mitchell brings it forward to Lemon High Haynes, and so Bristol City build again just on this halfway line, but dispossessed by Ben Lacey. So it's number 15, Ben Whitney, tries to play it down to number 6, Pierce Mitchell. Again, just playing it along this halfway line, working from left to right. And Lemon High Haynes has the ball. What's he seen? Got an option just in front of him, but still, these passes, not more than 2 or 3 yards, most of them. Now number 15 has it, Ben Whitney. Still not much more goal forward, but they have maintained possession. It would be fantastic to get some stats on the amount of passes that Bristol City have completed today. But of course, they find themselves 2-0 down, so it doesn't really matter. Right. And actually, with that's the final action of this evening's proceedings. Paulton Rovers find themselves 2-0 winners, and Simon, will we say deservedly so?
I think very much so. Certainly, they showed more intent, I think, than Bristol City did. They certainly had an eye for the goal. Bristol City technically better, slightly weaker, had that little edge on pace, but unfortunately they didn't have that ability or certainly the guile that Paulton Rovers have learnt over the years. So men against boys, Ian, but having said that, very entertaining game.
Yeah, I mean, for many football fans, the term "played like a pre-season friendly" is used as a derogatory term. Yeah. But actually, if you don't see league games as entertaining as that, 2-0 doesn't really do the scoreline justice, because it's actually quite a close game.
Yeah, I think it was, Ian, and I think certainly Bristol City deserved the goal, even if they didn't particularly create a goal. And certainly Paulton Rovers could have easily scored definitely one more, if not 2 more goals. So certainly there were more goals out there to be had, but very pleasantly surprised. I wasn't anticipating a great game here tonight, I'll be honest with you, but I think it's probably one of the best games I've seen up here at Winterfield Road.
Yes, highly entertaining. I'd like to give the final word to Tony, but he's engrossed in conversation as the players come off here in the dimming lights. It's been a fascinating tie here, and of course we've had a good crowd in as well. So that's good news for the club, both as an advert to their upcoming season, and of course means a few quid behind the bar as well. Let's see if we can. You're standing on my lead. Do you want to go and? You try and intercept Tony. That would be useful, because we should to the victor the spoils. Oh no, we're nearly wrapping up this broadcast, this live broadcast now. Tony. Now we must say to the victor the spoils. So congratulations, a 2-0 win, a goal in each half. Can't say fairer than that.
No, we've seen a really good performance from Bristol City. Good work out for Paulton, and onwards to Friday night away at Street. I think we'll see one squad at Street, and a different squad on Saturday against Whitman College, which is the next game here at home. And then next week, Wednesday, we've got away at Paulton Rovers in the JJ Memorial Trophy.
Which of those games do you think they'll be playing? What they'll feel is going to be their strongest starting lineup for the new season?
I think the Welton game will see a starting 11 and substitutions in the normal way, 3 out of 5.
And then it won't be that long before you've got a game against Worcester.
That's on the 3rd of August. We've got Gillingham Town before that, on the Thursday before that. But we're playing Worcester City, Conference South side, who finished in the top half of Conference South last season. But that game's played at Chippenham, because here on the same day, starting at 2 o'clock, is the Paulton community games, when people can come along and enjoy some fun, particularly for the kids, for free.
Well, that Worcester game will also be broadcast by us live from Chippenham, so that would be one of our next commentary games. And the highlights from this evening's proceedings will be played on my sports show, which goes out on Summer Valley FM 97.5 on a Tuesday evening between 6 and 7, when you can normally hear the match reports and the dulcet tones of Tony Walsh. But from our commentary team here this evening at Winterfield Road, it's been a good start to the pre-season campaign here by Paulton Rovers. They've beaten the Bristol City Academy 2-0. So it's good night from me, Ian Knockholds. It's good night from Simon Wellington.
Yeah, and good luck to Paulton Rovers for the coming season. I think they've got a very good side there.
Yeah. And cheers. Thanks very much for your hospitality as always, Tony, and thanks for your time as well.
Yeah, thanks, Ian.